So, I had like a, soundboard. This was where I play, oh my god, what the hell is the name of that song? Military funeral song. Da, 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 da. Fuck. I'm gonna kill Kokichi. Fuck that little shit. Well, I mean, I presume he had something to do with this, just because of the way he's acting, but, yeah. R.I.P. Miyu. You're an absolute fucking dirtbag, and I loved you to death. Which is too accurate a situation, too accurate a description. Let's just get back into it. And of course, as is tradition, wasn't focused on the game. Ooh, jeez, that took a while to load. Right, well, first things first. So I looked through the, footage last night, and I said something during that stream that I think is actually worth repeating. Despite being completely bloodless, this is actually one of the hardest, body discoveries to look at, in my opinion. It's fucking brutal. And, like, really disturbing. But Miyu's hands clasped around her neck as if she were gasping for air. Her eyes are wide open in panic. She must have suffered quite a bit.
Wow.
Ew, that is one grody face. Miyu must have suffered a lot. A vulgar death fit for a vulgar bitch. It's not a bad call. Stop, Kokichi. Even if you're joking, that's too far.
Nothing.
You're right. You should never speak ill of the dead, no matter how much you hated them. No, it's because you're saying she deserved to die, you little shit.
Right?
Even if she was a despised, pathetic, dirty cum toilet of a person. Suppose I'll never get Kokichi to change. But what's Miyu's cause of death? It doesn't say in the Monokuma file. May I? I wanted to let you know just in case it turns out to be a clue.
By the way.
I was the first one to log out and find Miyu's body. She was still wearing the helmet and her body was contorting into this awful position. Maki logged out after I did and she helped me take Miyu's helmet off. And then she was gone. Is that a confession? How is that a confession? Anyway, the question is the cause of death. What caused her to suffer like this? Miyu's corpse. Well, I mean, if the simulation makes you feel basically what you felt in the game, she was choked to death, right? I hate to ask them, but like, good. Okay, great. At least we established you have literally nothing to say. Hey, Monotaro, what's going on with you? This place is upsetting my stomach. No, you're endangering our entire existence as mascot characters.
Monotaro.
Right. Okay, well, I did spot this, as I was looking at stuff, as I was rewatching stuff yesterday. There's something on the seat. It's a small bottle. Feels like I've seen this before.
Oh?
This is yours, right, Shuichi?
Huh?
Mine? No, I guess it's not yours, but it is from your lab. Ah, that's right. This was in the Ultimate Detective's lab. Huh. Funny that.
Right?
Yeah, it's that poison. So you know about this, Kokichi? Of course, because I already checked it. We are in a killing game, you know. If there's poison and tricks prepared, then of course I'd investigate them ASAP.
That's...
Is that... Oh, it's not so I can use them. I check in case someone else uses them. Uh-huh. Is that really true?
By the way.
Did you see the label on the back of this bottle? The label? According to the warnings here, this poison is pretty lethal. It becomes neutralized once it's mixed, so it has to be taken directly. Sorry, what? It becomes what? Neutralized? Neutralized, okay, yep. But when it's taken directly, the victim will immediately die, even if they only sip a bit. Which means if you could get the victim's mouth open, you could kill them instantly. Can't imagine a better method of killing someone who's logged in. By the way, I should tell you what symptoms this poison causes. He knows way too much about this. I am really fucking suspicious of this. It causes a small blood vessel under the conjunctiva to explode, which makes the whites of your eyes turn blood red. Bloodshot eyes. That's important information. Oh, that's everything about this poison. Am I doing a good job? Maybe it's time you acknowledge me as your partner. Like, I realize he said, like, oh yeah, I investigated this stuff because I need to know if someone's going to use it, that I recognize it, but... I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I believe he'd do that, but the fact that he knew it was this kind is like... No. I thought I remember you saying that you didn't want to be my partner. Did I? Well, sometimes I lie without thinking about it. Seriously. Anyway, who brought this poison? Do you think the culprit did it? Who brought the poison? I can't be certain yet. But I do know that the person with... I do know that the poison was left on that person's chair. On Kokichi's? Did he bring it? No, that's too obvious, right? Okay, well, guess we probably want to inspect everything in the room, and I can pick on the visors, so this is the device we wore on our heads to enter the virtual world. Some helmets still have their cords plugged in, others have them removed. I'm positive that they were unplugged after logging out. Ah, that's it, the cords. We were supposed to plug the cords, the two cords from the computer into our helmets. The red for conscious, the blue for memory. If you got those mixed up. She said it'd be, like, glitchy or something? I don't know, I've never done that before. Probably gets all glitchy or something. Maybe you'll become a vegetable, maybe you'll body swap with someone, who knows? A glitch. What else have we got to look at? Can I look at... Oh, I can't look at hers in particular. Is there something I can do with the computer? From what the time of death indicated in the Monokuma file, Miu was killed while we were still in the virtual world. Okay. Hey, Gonta.
Hey.
Gonta, are you alright?
You're so dumb.
Are you still depressed about Miu? Come on, don't be such a Debbie Downer.
By the way.
Oh, Gonta, I want to know what you think. Rare, I know, but who do you think is the culprit?
Gonta don't know.
Gonta not know. Murder already happened when Gonta wake up.
How this
But
happened?
why this happen? Why Miu killed? Gonta not understand. Gonta not understand anything.
How can this be?
Gonta frustrated and sad. Gonta no could protect Miu. He seems all over the place right now. Oh man, he can't think at all when he's like this.
It's true.
But Gonta doesn't seem to be lying. I'm pretty sure he's telling us the truth. Well, I guess a big dumb like Gonta doesn't have the brains to lie in the first place.
Hey.
Don't talk about him like that. Thank you, Shuichi. I'm so disappointed in you, Gonta. When I first met you, I thought you'd be more useful.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Gonta, idiot.
Fuck you, Kokichi. Oh my god. Gonta, sorry. He no could protect me. Gonta.
Hey.
If you feel that bad about it, then stop blaming yourself. Help us find the culprit instead. This is the culprit's fault anyway, so pull yourself together and help us, okay? Okay. Gonta understand.
Gonta do his best.
To find the culprit. Gonta definitely do his best this time.
Yeah.
Yep, now that's the spirit. Now Kokichi is encouraging him? really don't know what Kokichi is thinking. He knows something. I'm convinced he knows something. I never thought Miyu would be killed. When I saw her avatar there, not moving, I thought maybe... But...
You're right.
That's right. You saw that Miyu's avatar in the virtual world has stopped moving. Me, Kibo, and Maki all found her avatar. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more about that? Any details? We were looking for the secret of the outside world at the chapel. Miyu was too, right? No, Miyu volunteered to look around the outside of the chapel, so she wasn't with us. Miyu volunteered to look around outside? We searched, but we couldn't find anything. Then, right when we were starting to get tired, all of a sudden we heard a really loud sound outside. That must be the sound I heard as well. Something must have hit the wall of the chapel really hard. We felt it all the way from inside. Something hitting the chapel wall? So we all rushed outside to check the side of the chapel, and we found Miyu's avatar. That's when you went to log out to check Miyu's real body, correct? But when we went to the river, the bridge was gone for some reason. Then, while we were standing around wondering what to do, you guys showed up.
Thank you.
I see. Thank you. That testimony sounded important, especially about how they couldn't cross the river. Because if they weren't able to cross, then no one could have gone between the mansion and chapel. Then this helps us narrow down the people who could have come into contact with Miyu. Who could have come into contact with Miyu at the chapel? Events at the chapel. We probably want to talk to Tsumugi again, because she ended up experiencing things I think are going to be important. It ended up like this after all. I had a bad feeling ever since I thought I saw Miyu from the dining room. Oh shit, hang on a second. I forgot something. Oops. I had a bad feeling ever since I thought I saw Miyu from the dining room window. Yeah, that. You thought you saw Miyu? Yeah, I told Shuichi about it. There's a small window in the dining room. Maybe 10 minutes ago I looked through it, and I thought I saw Miyu. Oh, so you saw Miyu then? I thought I must have been mistaken, since she should have been by the chapel. You're only saying you were mistaken so you don't have to feel as guilty. Huh? If you had been positive it was Miyu, then you could have done something sooner. You could have prevented her death, you know. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Hey.
That's just speculation, Kokichi. You can't judge in hindsight.
My bad.
Oh, we went a little off topic there. Anyway, I wanted to ask you something. What did you do after you thought you saw Miyu? I thought I was mistaken, but it really bothered me, so about 10 minutes later I told Shuichi, and while we were talking about it, that's when we heard the big crash? Yeah. Or bang, rather. Oh. What? What was that sound? It sounded as if something was struck very hard. It came from outside, but... We heard a loud noise and rushed out into the entrance hall. For now, let's go outside and check... Oh no. What? That was Kibo's voice, right? I think I heard him outside. He sounded close. Kibo's voice, huh? Wasn't he at the chapel?
Okay.
He was, but Tsumugi and I are positive it was his voice. We heard Kibo from the entrance hall when he should have been at the chapel. What? That's weird, because you shouldn't be able to hear anything between the chapel and mansion. Even Miyu said that. Yeah, you can't hear anything at all while you're inside the map loading point. Yeah, because sound doesn't travel over the loading point.
I see.
You're right, the sound shouldn't reach through the map loading point. So how did we hear Kibo's voice? How were we able to hear Kibo at the mansion if he was at the chapel? Maybe someone's lying.
What?
Lying?
Hey,
By the way, Kokichi, did you hear the loud noise or Kibo's voice at all? I'm not sure. I must not have noticed it because I was too busy searching. You're lying to his face. Kaito! Kaito, you keep interrupting me when I talk. Do you like me or something?
don't screw around.
Who would like you, dumbass? I was interested in Shuichi's conversation. My conversation? You heard Kibo's voice when it should have been impossible. Can you tell me more about that? Well, what I said before was pretty much everything. After that, we headed back to the chapel to see what happened. We saw Gonta as well. We saw Gonta as we left the mansion, and the three of us went to the river together. That's when we met up with Kokichi. And then we used the signboard that I found as a bridge. What about it, though? Did you notice anything? I suppose not.
What?
See, you're working hard. Looks like you're starting to take this game seriously, Kaito. Shut up! Smoothies account. Loud noise. Cool. Alright, Kibo. I've been wondering, what was this secret of the outside world that we were searching for anyway? That's true. We got sidetracked by Miyu's murder case. We never discovered what that secret actually was. We couldn't find anything at the chapel, and we found nothing at the mansion, right?
Okay.
No, Tsumugi and I didn't find anything.
My bad.
I didn't find anything either. That's probably the same with Kaito and Gonta too, right?
Right?
And knowing them, if they had found something, they would have told us right away. Yes, that would have. Yes, they would have, unlike you.
Whoa.
Wow! Shuichi, did you hear that? The robot's being sassy with me.
So mean.
Did you know? Robots don't need warm blood to function, so they've become cold like this. Fuck you. That's why he's more concerned about the secret of the outside world than poor Miyu. He told us he couldn't cry even if he wanted to. He went so far to stage his dramatic reaction. That's not true. I'm hoping we can discover the truth too. You're a pretty advanced robot. You can be sassy and make excuses. I hope you die, you piece of shit. Fucking. Hi, Maki. Maki was working on the computer and her hand moving the mouse around rapidly. You know how to work that computer, Maki?
Nope.
No, not really. I've never used this program before either. I see. I imagine that it would be difficult to understand unless you were an expert.
Well,
But I did find the text file regarding this program. It has info about the program's basic features, but other than that, there's not much. Oh, so what did it say? If you don't want to tell me, at least tell it to Shuichi. According to this text file, the Killing Game Simulator used a certain program as the base. It's called Neo World Program, which is very fucking concerning. Neo World Program? Never heard of it.
well,
In this Killing Game Simulator, objects can't break. Your body's 5 senses are connected to your avatar, and your avatar cannot be harmed. But any damage inflicted on your avatar will be transferred to your body in the real world. That matches what Miyu told us.
true.
If your avatar receives fatal damage, then your real body will die from shock. Which seems to also line up with the use of the Neo World program in a past Danganronpa game. From shock. Oh, this is the first time we're hearing about this. If someone receives a fatal injury in the virtual world, then they die in the real world. Well, your 5 senses are connected, so it makes sense you'd feel the same amount of pain.
right?
So it wouldn't be too surprising if you died from the fatal injury.
Oh, man.
But the more important question is, why did Miyu keep such an important detail a secret? That is strange. I have no idea why she wouldn't mention such an important detail. Did she hide that from us on purpose?
Well,
That's all it says about the virtual world's basic features. The rest of the virtual world is the same as the real world, including the laws of physics. Warps and special transportation, like mounts, do not exist.
I see.
So you can only move around using your avatar.
How boring.
She should have added warps and mounts to the virtual world. That's all it says in this text file.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maki. That was very helpful. But is the info in the text file correct?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Nuh-uh.
I'm not doubting you or anything, Maki, but I'm just saying that the file could have been rewritten. It's possible someone rewrote the original info with false info, you know? But to determine that, you would need extensive knowledge of computers.
It's my time to shine.
Oh? What? Huh?
Stop it.
Don't get in our way. I won't get in the way. In fact, I want to help. I want you to let me help with the investigation. Help with the investigation? Monotaro, what are you saying? Come on, please, won't you let me help with the investigation? Ever since I forgot I'm bad with computers, I'm good with computers. Okay. That was also a pretty good joke.
What are you talking about?
That logic doesn't make any sense. You can't, Monotaro. We're not allowed to help the participants. As mascots, we gotta stick to that rule.
I don't care.
Didn't you help us in the first case, Monofani? Funny? Monofani? I can't remember how to pronounce her name, and I don't care at this point. I don't give a fart about the rules. I want to help everyone. I want to avenge my dead mummy. Yeah, of course. Huh? Your mummy? You mean Miyu?
Not that.
No, Monotaro, you've forgotten again. You've forgotten that she's not our mother.
I want you.
And you've forgotten about the... I'm busy avenging Mummy's death. Ew, how sad. It looks like this is goodbye. I love you, but there's someone I need to protect. Goodbye.
So long. Farewell.
Alright. Alrighty then, let's do this. Do what?
So what?
I don't care either way. If you want to help, then that's fine. True, I suppose, but...
Thanks.
Thanks, I'll do my best for Mummy's sake.
No.
Wait, perhaps we should... He's doing his best for his dead mummy. I'm so touched. Wow.
Okay.
Meant to match how Kokichi's feeling on the inside. Alright, fine. I'll leave it to you then. I suppose I have no choice.
Right.
I'll start analyzing the computer right away.
This stinky little computer is no match for my hands.
I hope you don't break it.
Yeah. His hands are going at such an intense speed that the friction is creating fire.
All right.
I've already analyzed a few things. Already?
Okay.
The text file is consistent with the original program. It doesn't look like it was altered.
Yay.
Also, I found this too.
Is this?
This looks like the information of when everyone logged in and out.
Okay.
There's no sign that this was altered either. It's definitely accurate information. Alright, let's have a look. Himiko, Tsumugi, Kaito, Kibo, and Shuichi log in at 11:02. Maki logs in at 11:03. Kokichi and Gonto log in at 11:04. And Miyu logs in at 11:06. Kaito logs out at around 5:15. Kibo logs out, Himiko logs out, Maki logs out, Gonta, Tsumugi, Shuichi, Kokichi. Miyu didn't log out. Does that mean her avatar is still in the game?
Hey.
Could you show it to me? Or are we gonna get it blown up? Oh, okay. Well, I already read it, so it really does have everyone's login and log out times recorded. Aside from Miyu, everyone is logged in and out once.
You're right.
Then it would appear that no one secretly logged out and then logged back in. Then my main concern becomes Kaito. He logged out ahead of us. No, it couldn't be him. Log in, log out record. Also, there's something else I noticed while I was analyzing the program.
So.
It looks like some parts of the program were rewritten. The program's been rewritten? Uh-oh. Obviously, Miyu was the only person capable of doing that. So which files did she rewrite and what did she change?
Okay.
I'll analyze that, of course, but it's going to take a little time. Well, as long as it's done by the class trial, then Shuichi will be able to avenge Miyu. He's just saying whatever he pleases.
All right.
then I'll keep on analyzing the crap out of this program. You're so reliable.
That's true.
Yeah, way more than you. Who else do we need to talk to? Is that everyone, or? I think there are still things to investigate here. I'm pretty sure I talked to everyone, except Kokichi, I guess? Can you believe Monotaro's on our side now? And all for his recently deceased mommy? I'm so touched, I can't stop crying. The Mono Cubs loved her so much. I'll never forgive the culprit who killed Miyu. Good. Great. I'm absolutely glad we, words. I'm really glad we gave that the, gravity it deserved, and immediately stopped talking to Kokichi.
That's right.
Shuichi, I gotta explain, just so you don't misunderstand. Explain what? You're talking about how you logged out by yourself, right? Okay, let's hear it then.
What?
Why are you...
Yeah.
Feel free to lie, of course. Exposing lies is the real pleasure of this game, after all.
Don't screw around.
Huh? What?
Hey,
Kaito, just ignore him and talk to me, okay?
I mean,
About the whole logging out thing, I don't really get it myself. When I was looking for the secret of the outside world on the rooftop, a circle lit up under me. I was suddenly sucked in, and before I knew it, I was logged out. Same thing happened when I used the phone to log out. How did that happen on the roof? And what happened after you logged out?
so
Everyone else was still logged in, but I didn't know if it was okay for me to log back in. So I just went back to my room and slept. Since it was dawn, I was pretty tired. And the body discovery announcement woke you?
okay.
Yeah, that's right. I heard it and rushed back here.
Hey,
Do you remember what condition Mew's body was in when you logged out?
my bad.
Nah, I didn't pay attention to that, so I don't know. You didn't notice anything wrong? Like, whether she was dead or not? Like I said, I don't know. Okay, sorry. So I just need to object to the contradiction in that testimony, right?
Screw around.
I said I'm not lying. Tell him, Shuichi.
Luigi.
No, Shuichi. In order to find the truth, you can't be biased. Kaito's account. So as I've investigated everything that I can here.
Hey.
You done investigating the crime scene? So do you know who the culprit is yet? No. This might not actually be the crime scene. Yes, injuries in the virtual world could be fatal in the real world, meaning there is a possibility that she was killed in the virtual world, which means the next area to investigate should be
Oh, I see.
the virtual world. We should go there again. Huh?
See?
I just read your mind, didn't I? I did, right? Right? He fucking knows something.
Got it.
If that's the case, then I'm coming too.
Oh?
Oh, great, he's coming. You must really like me, huh? Say whatever you want. I don't have time to waste on you.
Yeah.
If we go back to the virtual world, we might find some new clues. With those, I might be able to clear my name. May I join you as well? I also think we should investigate the virtual world again.
All right.
Why don't we all go?
Ah,
Oh, so I get to be that avatar again. That sprite of Himiko is so fucking cute.
what?
Huh? Did you actually like the avatar after all? I'm going to stay here. He's still in the middle of analyzing the program. Gonta, search this place some more. This no time to be sleeping. That's not what we're... well, that's fine. Then I'll stay here too.
Huh?
What? Surprised? You're gonna get lonely without your partner?
My bad.
But I'm busy too, you know? I have to watch Maki to make sure in case she tries to do anything deceitful. Deceitful?
See?
Well, you and Kaito are pretty close, so you might do something deceitful for him, right?
Thank goodness.
Good thing Gonta's here with me. Your glare is too scary to handle alone. Gonta would risk his life to protect me from a murderer. Huh? Hey, if you keep saying messed up crap like that, I'm gonna kick your ass into orbit.
All right already.
It's fine. Just ignore him and hurry to the virtual world.
Okay.
Kaito, let's just focus on solving the case for now. Fine.
Thank goodness.
I don't like violence. The ultimate supreme leader would rather sneak around.
So that means...
So anyway, I'll leave the virtual world to you, Shuichi. But I'm not exaggerating when I say this class trial can only be solved by you, okay? Your talent can save the useless people here, you know? Who are you calling useless? Enough already. Kaito, let's go. Kaito, Kibo, Himiko, Tsumugi, and I prepared to enter the virtual world. Oof. Ugh. Just Mew lying there, rigor mortis, and like, ugh. We picked up our helmets once again, sitting in the same seats as before.
So the red cord goes in the right side and the blue cord in the left, yeah?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right is the hand I hold my chopsticks with. I gotta be sure to get it right. If you're that worried, why don't you use one that's already set up?
We place the devices on our heads and flip the switch. I still don't get why those were color-coded. Like, that's just asking for someone to mix them up because they're not, it's not clear. Like, doon, 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 doon. Oh yeah, bit crushed version of the investigation music.
Great, huh?
Oh, it's my avatar. Look, my avatar. So you liked it after all.
No.
So we're back here.
100%.
Apparently we always arrive in this room when we log in. Mew said that logging in and out isn't possible unless we're in this room. Then how did I get logged out while I was on the rooftop?
Okay.
Yes, we need to investigate that area too.
What should we do?
This is a really good remix of the investigation track, holy shit. Like, I think it goes without saying, obviously, but, like, the goddamn music in this game is phenomenal. First, we're going to check Mew's avatar, right?
Right.
I think our avatar is still near the chapel. Then let's head to the chapel. One thing Himiko would actually be loving about this situation is that she probably doesn't get tired, I should check the map before heading to the chapel. Yeah, that's a good idea. But, like, I could easily see that, like, Himiko is, like, in love with this world because she doesn't get tired by, like, rushing around and stuff. As someone who, well... God, my throat's been playing up. As someone who is lethargic, I could imagine that would be an amazing feeling. The two maps on the wall, one of the mansion, one of the world. I'll check the map of the mansion first. The first floor has the salon, dining room, kitchen, and bathroom. The second is the roof. We split up when looking for the secret of the outside world. Kokichi had the salon, Tsumugi the dining room, Kaito the roof, and Gonta the outside. Cool. This is the map of the entire virtual world. The world is surrounded by walls in all four directions. Okay, I'm making a call before we investigate anything in the virtual world, and I mean, it seems pretty obvious now that I look at this map again. At least the river is connected. Like, if the bridge fell, rushed down the river, and then it ended up on the just below the mansion, then the rivers are connected. Like, maybe you're able to actually get through to the other side of the wall or something, using the river, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, that could make sense. I mean, it's the only explanation as to why that ended up there, unless someone moved it, which seems unlikely, given what everyone's been taught, yeah, no. There's no other way I think the bridge could have ended up there, unless someone moved it. But no one could get across the river, right? So it had to have ended up there by itself. But then there's also Samugi thinking she saw Miyu, but like... Anyway, the world is surrounded by walls in all 4 directions. There's a loading point in the middle, so the map is split in 2. No sight or sound can pass through the map loading point. To get from the mansion to the chapel, you have to go through this point. You also have to cross the river that runs parallel to it. That's how this world is designed. It's strange. I feel as though there's some secret to this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, does the world actually loop? Because if I can hear sound of the chapel from the mansion, and it can't go through the loading point, then it must have gone through the walls. And if the river, if the rivers are connected, then maybe that whole, maybe the... wait, no, okay, hang on. I checked myself that you can't go through the walls. I guess it's still, like... Because at this point I'm thinking, like... If the sound travels between these 2 places not going through the map loading wall, then... The mansion and chapel are actually close to one another? If that makes sense? Like, almost as if you move that loading point left, right? Like, scroll the map that way, and then you have the physical wall in between the mansion and the chapel in the center instead, then it, like, when you look at it from that perspective, the sound traveling makes sense. But I guess we don't know anything about the wall, or the edge of the world, because the actual border might let sound travel through it. Because if something can travel along the river, then maybe sound does too. I don't know. But Kokichi's right, there's something about this map that's off. Also, Miyu made the map. What the fuck was she doing? This map was made by Miyu. Is that what's bothering me?
Hey, Shuichi.
I understand. Looking at maps makes you feel calm, doesn't it?
Huh?
Huh? You're the type of kid who stares at maps alone instead of playing at recess, aren't you?
No.
I never did anything like that.
Shuichi!
Don't forget we're here for you, bro.
Indeed.
You're not alone anymore.
That's fine.
You don't need to withdraw into a shell, you know. Why is everyone... I'm so proud of you. You made friends with real people, not maps.
That's wrong.
I'm investigating. Just investigating. It's like, oh, he used to really like maps, they said during a murder investigation. Oh, Shuichi, could you please come with me? What? What happened? I found something strange. I don't know if it's relevant to the case, but I want to hear your opinion regardless. It's right this way. This is toilet paper, right? Why would it be in a place like this?
That's right.
It's cold here.
Huh?
What?
Which means...
My initial thought was that someone may have come here to defecate.
No.
No, I don't think that's it. I don't think avatars have bowel movements. I don't have to go at all.
Huh?
I didn't realize that. That never occurred to me, as I do not need to expel solid waste in the real world. I'm sorry. Wait.
But...
It's still strange. Why would toilet paper be in a place like this? Could this be related to the case? Sure. Why not? Any monocoins? Any monocoins? Monocoins? No monocoins. Oh, jeez. Frame rate's chugging a bit. What the hell? That's weird. That's where we saw the sign, wasn't it? Or I feel like it was. Alright, here is everyone.
Hey, so
Hey, isn't this a signboard that Miyu threw into the river? Whoops, my hand slipped.
you know,
It's not some other signboard, right? She said there's only one of them.
No.
It's definitely the same. I brought back the one that was stuck on the rocks in the river. Oh, so that's what happened. But there's something bothering me. Yeah, here we go. The rocks that the signboard got caught on weren't on the chapel side of the map. They were on the mansion side. What about that bothers you? It just got washed from the chapel to the mansion, right? From the chapel to the mansion. That's odd. The flow of the river.
Shuichi.
Hey, think later, bro. Let's get moving. Yeah, don't solve the case now. There are more important things to do, like investigate the body. Alright, for now we need to investigate the scene. Signboard used as bridge. Well, the loading wall seems to be intact still, so...
As I thought.
Is that a cell phone? Scene of the crime has not been altered since I found her. So there's no possibility that someone tried to tamper with the crime scene afterwards. Yeah, that's for sure. It's just like how we left it. I'm pretty confident in my memory. I memorized a magic spell that would take a whole year just to chant.
What?
If you think I'm lying, I could start the chant right now, you know.
Unfortunately.
No, thank you. I do not think I could wait a whole year. A logged out avatar disappears, but if the real body dies, the avatar remains unchanged.
Actually,
Look at all the stuff scattered around. What happened here? That's what we're going to start investigating right now. Isn't that right, Shuichi?
Okay.
Right. This is the lattice from the mansion, isn't it? Why is this a piece of lattice? Is this a piece of lattice? Why is this here? Yeah, that is a mysterious object. It's a wooden mat. It used to be common in bathrooms.
yeah?
I didn't see anything like it at the chapel. Where did it come from? Not from the chapel. Then why is it here? I just figured it out with my magic. Huh? You did? I thought you couldn't use your magic in here. Maybe someone used that instead of the signboard across the river. That someone is the culprit.
No.
I don't think so. The river's current is pretty fast. Even if you did use it to cross, there's no reason it would be here. I know that. I was just testing you a little. Why would you want to test me? But what does this mean? What's something like this doing here? I'm not positive why this lattice is left here, but I'm sure that it must have something to do with the case. Miyu's avatar is frozen, collapsed in the snow. A logged out avatar disappears, but if the real body dies, the avatar remains. Makes sense for a killing game simulator. If the body disappeared, we couldn't investigate. The avatars never show injuries, so they stay the same. She still looks almost alive.
But
Her face is so pretty here, isn't it? It's hard to believe she's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Miyu's avatar. Is this a cell phone? There are cell phones in this world? But what could they be for?
No.
Oh! Because you use the phone in the salon to, log out. Okay, so you can log out. You can log out using the phone. It's a phone, so... cell phone. I can't believe there's something like that this here. Kaito, perfect timing. I'd like you to help me out with something. I just wanted to test something out.
Come on, man.
Help you out?
Of course.
Of course, I never say no to a favor from my sidekick.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaito.
You know,
So what do you need me to do?
Is that all right?
Oh, you don't have to do anything. You just have to stand here. Huh? I just gotta stand here. Kaito Momota.
I knew it.
Oh! Wait, so when Miyu said that, hey, to log out, you need to say your own name, you could actually log people out by saying their name into a phone. this can be used to log out just like the phone in the salon, and this proves it doesn't have to be the person themselves. If you just say their name, you can log out anyone you like.
All right.
I see. Thanks to Kaito's help, I'm starting to pin this down. Cell phone. I bet Kaito was pretty surprised when he logged out all of a sudden. I should apologize for that later. This is a hammer. Why would there be a hammer in this world? Yeah, didn't Miyu say she deleted everything? I wrote the program to delete all dangerous objects that could be used as weapons. Miyu said she deleted dangerous objects. I can't imagine she'd miss a hammer. Was Miyu lying? But why would she lie? I'm starting to get the impression that Miyu... Like, Miyu was clearly planning something, and I don't know if that was a murder. Because there's at the moment, there's, other than the hammer, there's nothing that's really lining up with, her having a plan to kill someone, right? She understands the entire world, but, like, there's still a lot of this that doesn't really make sense. I mean, what am I trying to say? She's obviously done a lot of stuff with this world, right? So she can do whatever the hell she wants. So it seems like she's kind of, she's constructed the world in a way and told everyone about it in such a way that they would misunderstand what's going on, which would make the perfect opportunity for a murder. And given the hammer, like the hammer at the moment is the only thing that's like, okay, she might have been trying to kill someone, but like, yeah, I don't know. Did she, like, get caught, or did that turn around on her? Like, fuck. Hey, Himiko, could you tell me about when you found Miyu one more time? Yeah, we were looking for the secret of the outside world at the chapel. But since Miyu volunteered to check outside the chapel, she was separated from us. A while after we started the search, we heard a really loud sound outside. Something must have hit the wall of the chapel really hard. We felt it all the way from inside. Something hit the chapel wall? I'm guessing that was Miyu. But why? How is that possible? Because, like, at the moment I'm assuming that things can travel along the river and travel back, right? It also seems like sound can travel over this wall, right? But like, I tested the walls before. You can't, like, walk through them. So how did like, because even if I, like, the lattice suggests that she was at the mansion. Tsubugi's testimony puts her at the mansion. So how the hell did she end up back here? Even if I assume the place wraps around, I've already seen evidence to suggest that, like, Miyu shouldn't have ended up here. The lattice shouldn't have ended up here. Because if you're not going by the river and you're not, then there's sound and you're not sound. Shit. Yeah, this is confusing. I feel like I'm missing something here, but... So we all rushed outside to check the side of the chapel, and we found Miyu's avatar. And then we all tried to go to the mansion to log out and check Miyu's real body. But when we got to the river, the bridge was gone for some reason. Then while we were standing wondering... Oh, this is the exact same conversation I had last time. There must be some clue in that account.
Actually...
Oh, that reminds me. You can't leave footprints in the snow, can you? Looks that way. This is a killing game simulator. It's probably because footprints in the snow would make finding the culprit easy. So the snow probably isn't a clue for this case. Yeah, that's very true. What's wrong, Kibo? Is something bothering you? I just remembered something. I think the whispering I overheard might be relevant to this case. You heard whispering?
Yes.
Yes, I did not intend to eavesdrop, but I did hear it. Shortly before we gathered at the chapel and dispersed to begin searching. Oh, that's right. Those two were whispering to each other. I want to ask you something, Miyu. It would seem Kokichi and Miyu had made plans to meet each other.
Yes.
Kokichi was confirming the specific place they were supposed to meet. I couldn't hear the whole conversation, but I'm certain the rooftop was mentioned.
Then...
Okay. So Miyu was on the rooftop where the lattice was, actually. Yeah, okay. So that explains why those two are, that explains why the lattice and Miyu are in the same place. But it doesn't explain how it got here. That's still the bit I'm missing. Like, things can't pass through the wall. Sound can, apparently, and things that go through the river can. But, like, yeah, there's just nothing else at the moment to suggest how that could have... Like, even if I assume that things can... Like, even if you assume that things can pass through the wall under certain conditions, like, Shuichi couldn't pass through that, so Miyu couldn't have. Which means that the lattice must have also gotten here by some other means, because if they're both here, if they were both together, and they were together here, then they must have come through with the same means, right? Like, if I was to guess, Monotaro's analysis is probably going to, like, basically break this case. Then those two met on the rooftop. But it's strange, right? If they were planning to meet on the mansion's rooftop, why didn't you volunteer to search the area around the chapel?
You're right.
Did she, like... Okay, here's the thing. Did she allow herself to be able to walk through that wall? Because those two... The areas on either side of the solid wall to our right now are clearly connected somehow, right? And if Miyu opted to do that, opted to search the outside of the chapel, knowing she had to meet with Kokichi, and she did in fact meet with Kokichi, the only thing I actually have of evidence right now is the lattice, then she had to have had some way to get to the mansion without using the bridge. So is she able to just... I mean, there's nothing to... She did rewrite it, but there's no evidence to suggest that, like, anything can get through those walls. Other than Miyu just having the ability to go through it, which we haven't established yet. Well, sorry, not that we haven't established, but we haven't, we have no evidence one way or the other whether that's even possible. That is true. If they were meeting each other on the roof, she would have wanted to search the mansion. Either way, she shouldn't have been able to get to the rooftop. She was searching the area around the chapel, which is where we found her avatar. And with no bridge to cross the river, she could not have gotten from the chapel to the mansion. Yeah. That our current understanding says that is true, yeah. Like, there must be some way, but yeah, I don't know what that could possibly be. Other than just because Miyu can. That's true. Something is strange about all this. That also explains why Kaito got logged out, because they need to... Because if Miyu was planning something... Oh, I wonder if... So this is already really fishy, but I wonder if Miyu was going to try and kill Kokichi. Well, no, hold on. Kokichi wanted to meet Miyu on the roof. I think it sounded like from Kibo... yeah, sorry, I think I had that backwards. From Kibo's account, it sounded like Kokichi wanted to meet at the... Or that Kokichi wanted to meet up. So maybe I jumped the gun there. Clearly, I'm trying to find ways to justify how Miyu is constructing this world very suspiciously, but yeah. Okay, I finished my investigation of this area.
Shuichi!
It would seem that we're finished investigating this place.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, there's something I wanted to ask. Can our avatars hide objects? It seems like you can just put stuff in your clothes here too, just like the real world. I see, just like the real world. So, what are we gonna do next? Are we going back to the real world already? Ah, before that, there's one place that I have to investigate. The mansion rooftop.
As I thought.
Very well then. The place Miyu and Kokichi were supposed to meet, the place Kaito logged out. I'm positive it has something to do with this case. There should be clues there. I don't really get it, but if you want to investigate, then let's go do that, Shuichi. Eh, you're right. Shuichi, everyone is counting on you, including myself.
Shuichi!
Please give the class trial everything you've got and see us through to the end. I'll do my best as well, of course. What's the time? Yeah. And I as well. I can at least do that. I'm a detective after all. Oh, hang on. Gotta search for the mono coins. Yeah, those are one-offs. That's a shame. Ah. Hey, Shuichi, what was that all about?
Sorry.
Kaito, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to see if you could log out using the cell phone. Then tell me first. That was bad for my heart. I suddenly got logged out. I panicked and rushed back here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Stop it.
Come on now, that's enough. Don't interfere with the investigation. I wasn't interfering. Wait, why did you guys come back here? Did you already finish investigating? I wanted to investigate the rooftop next. Huh? What's important about the rooftop? Wasn't Miyu at the chapel the whole time? We found her on the ground next to it. Now, let's believe in Shuichi's reasoning.
It'll be okay.
Shuichi can do it for sure. He's the ultimate detective after all. If you're gonna be like that, then do what you want. Investigate the rooftop or whatever. But Shuichi's my sidekick. In other words, his deductions are my deductions. And my deductions are his.
Hey now.
What are you, some credit-stealing bully?
I mean,
Well, I'm going to investigate Miyu's avatar since I got interrupted last time. Sorry.
Well then.
Let's go to the rooftop. Yeah, we should. Miyu and Kokichi were supposed to meet on this very rooftop, and the person in charge of searching this area, Kaito, was forcibly logged out. This area must have something to do with the case. Actually, hold on a minute. Wasn't Kokichi helping Miyu this whole time? Like, not this whole time. When she was setting things up, Kokichi was like, hey... Because when he came to talk to us about going to the 4th floor to meet up with Miyu... Oh, no, that was Miyu, sorry. No, yeah, and Kokichi was, like, hugely enthusiastic about the idea. And he mentioned, I think, that he had... He mentioned that he, like, helped Miyu setting up the place. And, like, obviously it's unclear how involved he was in that, but... What I've been chalking up to must have been Miyu. Might also have been Kokichi? I mean, obviously Miyu's the ultimate inventor, and clearly did a lot of work with this place to get it ready. But, like... and obviously it's really hard to provide evidence for such a thing, so like maybe it's not the case, or maybe it's something that could never be proven, but I could believe that, you know, Kokichi's kind of, you know, watching Miyu do stuff and then just kind of changes a variable from true to false, or like, you know, sees what Miyu's doing and kind of maybe like, I don't know, his involvement with this is a lot. I wasn't treating with as much suspicion as I think I should have, because it might not be directly connected to this case, but I should inspect these binoculars. Yeah, let's have a look again. I can see that this building is on the top of a hill, and I can't see past this point because it's the map loading point. But that is strange. Why would the map loading point be right in the middle of the world? Something doesn't seem right. Yeah. I get the impression that that map was, like, fabricated in that position to deceive us, but at the same time putting that... I mean, on one hand, it looks like it's very suspicious because things have clearly passed through the wall at some point, even if it's just sound. Or even if it's through the river. But at the same time, having the physical wall between the chapel and the mansion in the middle of the world would also be kind of weird. Yeah. It's a little different than how I remember. It feels as if something is missing. Gee, I wonder what. Feels as if something is missing, but I wasn't paying close enough. But I wasn't paying close attention the first time, so I don't remember. Really? Are you for real? Okay. What's wrong, Himiko?
Okay.
When murders happen in mansion in the snow like this, they're always locked room mysteries created by piled up snow. Isn't that right? I thought it was more like closed spaces, not locked rooms, but it's disappointing that you can't leave footprints on the snow in this world. Is that something to be disappointed about? I see.
Hey.
What's wrong, Samugi? Look at the doorknob. It's locked. Ah, it is. It's a thumb turn lock. Easy to lock. Seems like you can't lock it unless you're on the outside. And look, the keyhole is on this side of the door. Isn't it usually the other way around?
No.
Not necessarily. I've seen this before, to prevent you from locking yourself out.
I see.
Is that so? This rooftop has a lock on the door that is important information. Kibo, did you find anything? This is difficult. There's nothing here that seems to resemble a clue. But Miyu should have arranged to meet with Kokichi here. I thought we could at least confirm whether or not she really came to the rooftop. But unfortunately, there are no clues which indicate that. Did Miyu ever come to the rooftop? Come to the roof? That is an important question. Hey, Kibo, I wanted your opinion on something. Do you think you could get up and down from this roof from outside the mansion?
Well.
No, that would have been very difficult. This rooftop is rather high. Even the edge of the roof is roughly the height of a 3 to 4 story building.
You're right.
Yes, certainly too high to jump. Which means it would have been impossible to climb up from the outside. That means the only way to this rooftop is the stairs. I've inspected everything here. All that's left now is... Oh. Oh, there you are. I was looking for you. Maki, why are you here? I thought you were analyzing the program. Monotaro finished analyzing the program. Ooh, boy. So he told me to gather everyone. He finished? We should probably head back then. Our investigation here is pretty much done, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I've investigated everything I needed to.
Shuichi.
Well then, we'll head back first.
I don't wanna.
I don't wanna say goodbye to my avatar. Did you like it that much?
Then...
We should go too.
Hey.
What's wrong?
You.
Well, you're definitely more reliable in a class trial than out. All the others think so too.
Huh?
What?
Well,
I'm not trying to sound like Kaito, but I don't think you should carry all the burden alone. You're Shuichi Saihara before you're a detective. Don't ever forget that. Wow. Well, I shouldn't be talking. I threw away my... yeah, I was gonna say... I threw away my identity as Maki Harukawa to be an assassin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maki. Ellipses. Why was she being considerate just now? This might actually be a pretty short investigation, because I think we've looked at everything in the real world, we've looked at everything in the virtual world, and I'm pretty sure Monotaro's stuff is going to be the last thing to look into, right? Shit. I'm gonna have to fire up. Actually, that's probably a good idea. If this is gonna be a short investigation, I should probably start cooking lunch so I can eat it then. Rather than interrupting the trial with it, because there's gonna be no good point to actually do that, and I don't really want to have a big have a big break in the middle of that. So I will be 1 minute. Alrighty then. Oh, game. That would help. It's just you and me. We should log out too. By the way, did something happen between you and Kaito?
Huh?
What?
Well,
When he logged out a little while ago, he looked like he was in a bad mood. I'm sorry. That's probably my fault. No, just leaving the conversation there. Okay. Shuichi Saihara. Ah. I pulled the device off my head and the real world appeared before me.
Shuichi!
Well, Shuichi, isn't the real world way better than some virtual reality? Anyway, I felt so lonely without you around. Apologize for making me feel unloved.
Hey,
Hey, there's something I wanted to ask you. I totally didn't draw anything on your tummy while you were logged in, okay? What?
It's a lie.
I'm kidding. So, what was it you wanted to ask me?
is that all right?
You planned to meet Miyu on the roof, right? Did you end up meeting her? Oh, so you know about that, Shuichi. Impressive, Mr. Ultimate Detective.
Okay.
Then I'll tell you what happened. I never met up with Miyu. I couldn't get to the rooftop because it was locked. Locked? After I gave up and went back to the salon to search for the secret of the outside world. Is that true, Kokichi? Are you doubting me?
That's...
Can someone verify that you were at the salon the entire time? Did you meet anyone there? No, I don't have a witness.
Right?
But you can also say there's no witness who can prove I wasn't there.
Hey.
That's not how that works. Unless you saw the salon empty yourself.
Anyway,
Well, it's up to you whether you want to believe me or not.
Shuichi.
But you shouldn't doubt me like that. We're partners. Fuck you. Which one is it? Did Kokichi meet with Miyu or not? Is he lying or telling the truth? Which is it? The answer to that is yes. Alright. What do you got for us, Monotaro?
Hey!
I've been waiting for you, Shuichi. I'm sure Maki already told you, but I finished analyzing the program.
Okay.
I'm starting to put together a lot of important facts, so here they are. He really is trying to be our friend. A little bit, at least.
So,
First, the person who tampered with this program was Mummy, like we suspected. Yep, of course it was Miyu. Miyu has an eccentric way of writing her code, so I knew it was her right away. I would believe that. I guess her personality wasn't the only eccentric thing about her. Her programming? Back off, Kokichi.
Wait a minute.
So what did she tamper with? A few things, but I'll share the first one with you.
so,
It looks like Miyu deleted a lot of objects from this killing game simulator. She said she deleted anything that could be used as a weapon. But in that case, why is there a hammer?
okay.
That's true, only a hammer was left, but why was it left, The way the program was written makes it seem like she did it on purpose. On purpose? Did she add anything? We found a cell phone in the virtual world. No, that cell phone was an original feature of the program. That implies Miyu hid that fact from us, which means all Mummy added were the 2 maps. The rest was already part of the program. By the way, while we're talking about objects, I wanted to ask you something. We used the signboard across the river, but could we have used something else as a bridge? I didn't really see anything that could have been used as a bridge to cross the river. So only that signboard could have been used as a bridge. So what's the next thing she tampered with?
Okie
Well, it looks like she also tampered with certain parameters of the program. Parameters? Everything in that program is categorized as either a human or a non-human object. Of course, everyone's avatar was assigned the human parameter.
Really?
But for some reason, Miyu gave her avatar the non-human object parameter. What?
That's...
And what happens when you become an object? Well, the difference is only for identification purposes. Yeah, exactly. Like, you probably wouldn't lose control or anything like that. It's just like Miyu's avatar is an object. That's literally the only difference. So it probably didn't affect anything. But if it didn't affect anything, then why would she have gone out of her way to do that?
Ah,
Perhaps that has something to do with the next thing she tampered with.
so,
Mummy added a wall that didn't originally exist in the program. Okay, hang on. Let it. The coordinates on the virtual world are represented on an x-axis and a y-axis. And it seems Mummy added a wall that runs the length of the y-axis. She created an additional wall? Yeah, in all 4 directions. There were walls in all 4 directions and 2 down the y-axis. Sorry, hang on.
Hey,
There were walls in all 4 directions and 2 down the y-axis. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I mean, I've already... Okay, I'm gonna let this run its thing, just for a sec. But you're positive there was only one.
Okay.
Yep, it's definitely the only one. What does that mean? Which wall was the one Miyu added? What was the world like originally? Miyu said there wasn't anything past the wall. Was that another lie? Oh, okay. Also, it looks like the extra wall was given a special setting. A setting that allows non-human objects to pass through it. It allows objects through? I see, that's very interesting. So are those all the things she tampered with? Oh, there's one more thing. So, one of you guys also had a strange setting given to their avatar. A strange setting?
Okay.
Yeah, the setting made it so they would be unable to move if Miyu... Oh my god, she was gonna kill someone. So if Miyu would touch them, their avatar would be paralyzed? Who was it? Oh my... She was planning to kill Kokichi! Eh? It's me? I didn't know that. Oh, well, duh, I wouldn't know that. I never touched Miyu in that world. I see. I didn't even notice.
Okie dokie.
That's all I have to report. Well, do you think it'll help you guys out? That helps a lot, thanks. Miyu's avatar has been updated. Wall added by Miyu has been added. Settings on Kokichi's avatar has been added. Cool. So... Oh, god damn it. Oh, I should probably tell you this too, though it's probably not related to the case. Some sort of avatar user error occurred when you all logged in for the first time. An error? Contents of the error are unknown, so I can't provide any details, but something strange definitely happened to someone's avatar when you all logged in. I don't think anyone's avatar was acting strange, though. Well, I mean, we don't know what... Well, okay, an error could mean fucking anything. Like... Avatar error has been added to the thingy. I guess I was right about this being a really short investigation.
Okay, everyone. Time for the class trial. You know, that thing where everyone stands in a circle and talks about the dead body. Low energy? Me? No, I'm excited. Really. I'm just taking a little break right now. When I'm done, I'll be my usual energized self. Yep, I'll be way more energized. Anyway, that's all. Hey!
It seemed like we're not into it at all. We don't have to do the class trial, you know. Okay. I'm gonna pause it just here because I knew Monotaro's analysis of the program was obviously gonna break this case, and it did. Okay, so let's back up. Miyu is an object in the virtual world, so she's not a human avatar, right? And she also added a wall that objects can pass through. Now, I said before that I wasn't really sure how the wall I also assumed something that I need to point out in a sec, but so I pointed out before that the signpost seeming to loop through the river seemed to suggest that you could actually pass through the walls of the program. And you could also hear sound through it, or sound through the border of the end of the world, right? But I couldn't figure out how Miyu could have gotten across, right? Or I couldn't figure out how anything could have gotten across, because when I walked with Shuichi across up against the walls, you couldn't actually go through it. And I was curious, is that a wall? Is it a void? Am I going to fall through or something like that? And it turned out it was just a barrier that you could kind of your character it's not a solid, either way, it's a wall that you can't pass through as a avatar, but you can pass through it as objects, which would explain how Miyu got from the chapel to the mansion. And the thing I assumed, because my first inkling of this whole thing was the looping, I presumed that the borders on the left and right are the same wall, which I think is something that the game is trying to hide from me by saying, huh, there were 2 walls added here, or there are 2 walls on the y-axis, but only one of them was added, and only one of them has the objects. It's the same fucking wall. And, like, it's probably because I was already thinking about the thing looping that I figured that out, but, yeah, Kokichi is very suspicious now, because he was going to be the target of this, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that, Miyu didn't end up killing Kokichi, but we can't always get what we want. But it's gonna start, huh? We no can stop it anymore.
Right.
No, we can't.
So,
This is all I can tell you guys, but I don't want any of you to forget. I'm your friend.
What?
Huh? You just decided we're friends?
Thank you.
Thank you. Gonta feel relieved. Don't worry, Monotaro. Shuichi will get revenge for Miyu's death.
So mean.
And he'll get that revenge by finding the culprit among us. He's right. The culprit is someone here. So, like, there's a couple of things that aren't quite matching up right now. Or at least that I haven't thought through entirely. But, I mean, I don't know who the culprit is. Like, I was originally thinking, oh yeah, like, Kokichi meeting up with Miyu and Miyu turning up dead. But also, like, in a metatextual way, that is that is clearly, like, the writers know that, like, Kokichi is incredibly suspicious because he's Supreme Leader, because he's a shit stirrer, because he's a liar, as was evidenced in the last chapter. So, the fact that Miyu and Kokichi were meeting in the roof, and Miyu ended up dead, I don't want to say completely it's a red herring, but I would be very surprised if it just turned out Kokichi was the murderer here. Yeah. Either way, this this might be the one instance where I was actually okay with someone going out of their way to murder someone, if that person was going to kill Kokichi.
thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. When this class trial is over, I hope we can all get to know each other better. Yeah, that's the kind of line that triggers a death flag.
Okay.
I want a fresh start. I want to make up for my past mistakes. That too. Meeting you all has really...
Sorry.
Sorry, it's nothing. I'll save it after the class trial is finished. Yeah, the flag is rising. What was that? I think I heard something over there.
All right.
I'll go check it out all by myself.
So long. Farewell.
Wait, what? What?
What did you say?
Oh, shit, sorry. I hit the mic. It's waving in the wind.
This is stupid.
Quit screwing around. Let's hurry up and go.
Going to do his best.
Got to do his best to be even a little bit useful for everyone.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I'll definitely expose the culprit this time. What's so exciting about this? With conflicting emotions in our hearts, we headed to the Shrine of Judgment. Goodbye, Miyu. I'm still really upset that Miyu died. Although, it looks like she died trying to do probably the most noble thing in this game, and that's killing Kokichi, so, like... Just set up a killing game and kill Kokichi specifically. I mean, she obviously wasn't suicidal. Like, she was probably trying to get out. Like, the whole thing, after the last, flashlight, flashback light, sorry. The whole thing about that, like, Miyu is clearly, like, really, really traumatized by what she saw and was starting to kind of break. Yeah. Looks like that's everyone. There's like 8 of us left. Oh, this everyone, huh? There are a lot less of us now.
It's plain to see.
This is just half of what we started with.
Unfortunately.
Because we're allowed this game to continue. We must stop it somehow. But we can't stop now. We can't let the fun end. Fuck you!
Don't.
Cut it out. I'm certain this trial will be the last one. Let's focus on surviving this class trial first.
I guess.
You're right. If we mess up here, our numbers will go down even quicker. It'd just be the culprit left.
But
That might be okay. Maybe that's just another way to stop the killing game. Yeah, you know what? That's a really great point, Kokichi. In fact, I just thought of a great way we can get rid of like all cancer ever, right? You've inspired me. Why didn't I see it before? If we can get rid of all cancer in the world, if we just kill everyone that has cancer. Fuck. No shit. No shit the killing game would end if someone won it, you fucking moron.
What?
Don't say stupid crap like that. It's pointless if we all die. Well, we don't have to worry. We've got the ultimate detective on our side.
You're right.
Yeah, it's time for the detective to shine. Shuichi, please keep up the good work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Yes, I have to keep it together. This is the only time my talent can shine. I'm not just saving my life. Everyone's life is on the line. If I can't find the truth here, everyone will be sacrificed. And I will never let that happen.
Come on.
Hey, Shuichi, you're getting all tense.
Huh?
What?
I mean,
Didn't I tell you before? Shuichi, don't carry the burden all...
Get it?
And didn't I tell you before not to get in the way, Kaito? Huh? What's your problem?
you really don't get it.
We're all relying on Shuichi to carry our asses through this class trial, okay? You're like a parrot repeating the same lines over and over. You're bothering him. Speak for yourself. I think that's the most annoying thing you can do to Shuichi, you know?
Huh?
What do you mean? I'm not... Kokichi, you're annoying.
Please don't.
Whoa. Killer girl's glaring at me. I was only kidding around. Maki's glare seemed to do the trick as Kokichi turned around, dejected. Good.
jeez.
Finally, that pest is gone. Thanks, Maki Roll. Just suck it up, Kaito. Now's not the time to be bickering with each other.
Got it.
Ah, my bad. Sorry.
Um,
Kaito, I'm okay.
well,
I know what you want to say, Kaito. You don't have to worry.
I believe in you.
I see. In that case, I'll believe in you and won't say anything else.
Shuichi,
But if you have any problems, let me know. I'll help you. I'm here for you, bro.
thank you.
Thank you, Kaito. Yeah. I get the feeling this is going to be one of those cases where there's a lot of discussion about the details. So, like, the investigation is rather short, but, the trial is fairly long.
let's do it.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. The 8 of us got into the elevator. The door shut behind us. And like all those times before, we descended. It was dead quiet. The only sound I could hear was the beating of my heart in my ears. My body was trembling. The more I tried to control it, the worse it got. There's no way to get used to it, really, the fear of death. We were all fighting it, trying to be courageous. We all felt as though we were going to our own execution. No, not an execution. A test of our will to survive. Finally, the elevator stopped and the doors opened. And though I couldn't explain it, my body stopped trembling.
Welcome!
Go ahead and stand behind any open podium. What the? Move your asses. I don't want to see what I'll... You don't want to see what I'll do to you if you keep Father waiting. Wait, is he back to normal?
Why?
Huh? You not friended anymore? You jerks must feel pretty slick using Monotaro's forgetfulness to befriend him. He just decided on his own that we were friends.
You bastard!
But I won't let you guys trick Monotaro anymore, because he's already forgotten. He may have forgotten that he was on Daddy's side, but now he's forgotten that he had forgotten that he's... Thanks to me, because I smacked the stuffing out of him. Yeah, how confusing. Well, whatever. I can't remember, but one of you guys is the culprit, right? I can't be in the same room as a killer. It's dangerous. I'm gonna go lock myself in my room. Maybe even set up a barricade. That's another death flag. Let's get it started. The heart-racing excitement as the guilty and the spotless face off. Is he saying Monokuma's lines? We went to our podiums as always. We knew what we had to do. There was no protest left in us. It's already the fourth time. The fourth class trial was about to begin. Miyui Ruma, the ultimate inventor. She may have given us a lot of trouble, but we all miss her. It's a tragedy, after all. She helped me and Kaede with those cameras, gave Kibo extra functions. In the end, she had done a lot for us. And the culprit that killed her is one of us. I need to discover who that is. In order to survive, I have to find the culprit. And I will fight for it. I will fight the truth and lies in this class trial. I would love to save. Okay, thank you. Sometimes this game hangs a bit longer than I expect it to, and it always sets me off. Jesus, why does that have to be the thumbnail for this? Alright. I'm gonna quickly run through the skills before, I actually take my lunch break, because, I'm not sure how much longer it's gonna take for my lunch to actually cook. Yeah, that's 100% an ad. Jeez, I don't have many friendship points now that I look at it. Removes the time penalty for breaking a non-erasable piece. I don't really care about that. Makes it easier to push the opponent back during a thing. Never had a problem with that. Increase the amount of letter cubes that can be acquired at once. I mean, don't really need that either. The keyword in the first speaker's argument will be shown from the start. That breaks the entire thing. Instantly silences loud voices. Silences all conversations except those the reticule is on. I don't really... I've been pretty good at, like, keeping an ear on all of that, to be honest. Can't buy any of those. While concentrating, the reticule will automatically move over weak spots. Oh yeah, that was, Kyo's thing. And that was really fucking expensive. Okay, cool. No, there's about as much evidence as the last few ones. I guess we were all getting a lot of the information all at once, though. Like, there's several points where I think we got, like, multiple bullets at once through a relatively short conversation. Miu's corpse. Well, yeah, what the fuck was this bottle of poison here for? Like, if we're running with the idea that Miu was going to try and kill Kokichi, Why put the poison on Kokichi's seat? Oh, she was trying to set up Kaito. Well, I'm less happy about that. But I guess she has to try and do it, otherwise it's obvious it was her, so... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So she logs out Kaito to show that he was in the real world, puts the poison near Kokichi, so it wouldn't be found by Kaito. Okay, that actually makes a bit more sense now. Damn, she had a really good plan going too. Okay, yeah, small bottle poison, device instructions. I'm assuming this is I'm assuming this is going to be to do with that error. Like, I can't think of. It would be really weird if the game just went, "Hey, an error happened," and it wasn't related to this. It was just, oh, it's just an error. Like, yeah, that doesn't seem like those two have to be connected. Events at the chapel. Samugi's account, loud noise, killing game simulator, login, logout record, Kaito's account, map of the mansion, map of the world, toilet paper. Actually, before I go through all of this, I'm gonna check on lunch just to see if it's ready or not. So I'll be right back. Alright, that's pretty much going to be ready in a couple of minutes, so... I'll quickly... I won't read through the entire thing, but some of the longer ones I might just go through real quick. Monokuma file. The victim is the ultimate inventor. The victim's body was discovered in the computer room on the 4th floor of the school. The estimated time of death is 6:30 AM. No injuries can be found on the victim's body. Yeah, and we know that because she was likely killed in the virtual world. Although, we haven't found a murder weapon, which is weird. Like, it looks like, at least, she was choked. I wouldn't expect her to be clutching at her throat if she wasn't, if she was going into just general shock, I guess. Like, yeah, I don't know. Miu's corpse. Miu was found grasping her neck with both hands. She died with her eyes open and an expression of agony on her face. As the first to log out, Kiba was the first to discover Miu's body. She still had her visor on at the time. There's the bottle. It is unknown what would happen, but there's a chance that some kind of glitch might occur if you put the cables in wrong. While looking for the secret of the outside world, Miyu volunteered to search outside the chapel and split up from Himiko and the others. While Himiko, Maki, and Kibo were searching inside the chapel, they heard a loud sound as though something hit the chapel from the outside. When they went to investigate, they found Miyu's avatar on the ground. Himiko and the others ran back to the mansion to log out and check on Miyu, but with no bridge, they couldn't cross the river. It was there that they met up with Shuichi. Yeah, sure. Okay, the killing game rules. Objects can't break, avatars cannot be injured. However, the body's 5 senses are connected to the avatar, and any damage an avatar takes is felt by the user's real body. If an avatar takes fatal damage, then the real body will also die from shock. Besides that, the virtual world is the same as the real world, down to the laws of physics. There are no special travel methods, such as vehicles or warps. Login, log out record, we already did that. Kaito was the only one logged out of the world, and yeah, he ran off afterwards. That's the map. That's the other map. Oh yeah, toilet paper. Great. Amazing. Found on the ground outside the mansion. That's it. Found on the ground by Miyu's avatar. Was not seen in the chapel before that point. Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of silly that it doesn't point out that, oh, this came from the mansion, but obviously that's going to be a thing later on. Found frozen and collapsed in snow between the chapel and the wall where the virtual world ends. When a user logs out, their avatar disappears, but if the user's real body dies, the avatar stays in the virtual world. Since avatars cannot be injured, it doesn't look like any it doesn't look any different from when Miyu was alive. Actually, that's an interesting. I guess it could suggest even more that this is like a beta of the Neo World program, or some like antiquated version of it, because when it was used in a previous Danganronpa game, shit was realistic. Like, you could plainly see that people could be hurt, and very viscerally so. Right. Since avatars cannot be injured, it doesn't look any different from when Miyu was alive. Everything in the killing game simulator is assigned one of two categories, human or object. Most avatars are set to human, however Miyu's avatar was the only one that was set to object. Cell phone, found on the ground. Hammer. Miyu and Kokichi's meeting. While everyone was gathered at the chapel, Miyu told Kokichi to meet her on the top of the mansion. However, when everyone was deciding how to split up to search for the secret of the outside world, Miyu volunteered to search the chapel. Kokichi in the salon. Kokichi agreed to meet up with Miyu on the rooftop, but because the door to the rooftop was locked, he couldn't. Because of that, he returned to the salon and decided to search there. There are no witnesses who can confirm whether or not Kokichi was actually in the salon. Coordinates in the virtual world are wall added by Miyu. Yeah, that's... Yep. Kokichi's avatar settings, and something happened. Yeah, neat. And I think we're going to stay on mean for that. So this is likely the start of the lunch break proper now. Because lunch should be ready by now, but when I come back, we will begin this class trial. I'm probably not going to discuss anything too, like, speculative about the case during the lunch break, because, like, people can skip that. I don't really think I should be doing anything interesting while I'm doing that, but, yeah. So I will be right back. Whoops. Fucking mic. So I was just thinking, like, it's obviously like a huge meme to be like, oh no, all my faves are dying, in Danganronpa, but like, at this stage of the game, when it's the 4th chapter, it's almost impossible for that not to happen. Unless they're all already dead. Like, like, let's look at the handbook for example. No. Like, who... Like, there is a culprit. Someone is going to get executed, I presume, in this case. And, like, who is it going to be? It's going to be me, and I'm going to be upset about that. Kaito, I'm, like, neutral to positive on. I wouldn't be... I'd be sad, but he's, like, not one of my faves. Gonta, which I would be really upset about. Kokichi, I would be elated about. Kibo, kind of the same as Kaito, honestly. I would be really upset if Himiko died. I would be really upset if Maki died. Tsumugi, again, sort of... So, like, of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are left, 1, 2, 3, 4... Like, half of them I would be really upset. The others I'd be like, oh, that's disappointing. And only one of them I'd be like, yes! But, yeah. Man. Like, it's almost impossible for the ending of this chapter not to be sad in some way. Oh, hey, Veggie. How's it going? Yeah, Weep Games. I really only started playing, like, anime-ish games, like, a couple of years ago, so I'm going through, like, all of the ones that I've kind of heard about or have been suggested over the years that I never got around to. How have you been? Shit, I hope you were still here and I didn't just, like, come back after that message. This is like the one time I'm like, I got nothing to say about this case. I'm just gonna browse Twitter for a couple of minutes while I eat. Damn it, I'm the worst. Oh, you are here. Lurking but still here, moved back to Sydney for a month or two while this whole thing blows over. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that really sucks, dude. Like, that was fucking awful timing. I hope you're doing well, because that sounds fucking rough. Especially after, like, enrolling in university and whatnot. Actually, I forgot to check something after Yeah, it was less than ideal, haha. That's one way of putting it. So did you get, like, deferred for university, or, like, did they, like, close down and, like, I've heard really inconsistent stuff about how certain universities have been handling the whole thing. Like, a lot of them obviously moved, like, incredibly online. But, one or two people I know, oh, maybe they deferred. Maybe it was their choice. Actually, no, it probably was now that I think about it. Yeah. They swapped to online, but it took them like 3 weeks to roll everything out, so I just deferred. Yeah, that's fair enough. I know a few people who are doing computer science at the moment, and their university, at least before all this stuff happened, were doing really awful handling, like, even little inconveniences. Like, I think at one point, the thing one of the classes was using to submit, I think, assignments, was broken down and whatnot, and that assignment essay, whatever, was worth, like, probably, like, 30 or 40% of the entire unit. So what they ended up doing was just going, okay, that doesn't count, you'll get marked on the rest of it. And it's like, you can't fucking do that. Like, especially in university, like, a lot of people play the game where it's like, this is only like 2 or 3%, I don't give a shit about this, and as long as you don't fail it, as long as you're, like, keeping afloat, then it's no big deal. Like, people are going to put a lot of effort into the stuff that takes a lot out of it, but when you just remove all of that and suddenly everything else matters a lot more, like, like, I don't know if I'm really lucky, or that the university I went to is just good at managing that stuff, but I never ran into anything like that. Apparently that's a lot more common than I thought. Yeah. I do kind of miss university, though. Granted, it's because, like, it was just back when it was back when everyone I knew had a lot more time to hang out and go out and drink and stuff like that. But yeah. way back when I went to university, we had that problem at Macquarie too. Oh, Macquarie for sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like universities have existed for long enough that I feel like there should be contingencies to that, right? Where it's like, okay, this, like, and obviously it gets a lot left up to, like, unit heads and a lot, like, it's a lot harder to coordinate, like, all the heads of units at a university than it is to coordinate people in, like, a high school, right? Because there's just so much more shit going on and so many different, marking criterias and, you know, grade weightings and stuff like that. But, like, it really bothers me that, a lot of those places haven't kind of put in contingency plans for things like, okay, this examination couldn't happen. Like, there should be a contingency for that. It's like, okay, well, we'll break up the examination into several, you know, non-supervised things, or smaller supervised things that will add up to be the same kind of thing. And obviously that stuff gets, like, really complicated and, you know, oh, I'm choked on pastry. No. Oh, I didn't turn the brightness back up on this. Because, like, you can't just take out an entire, like, chunk of the assessment and go, okay, everything is weighted differently now. Because that just fucks with everyone who's been, like, trying to be careful about how they're, like, trying to ensure that they do the best on the most important stuff. Like, in terms of time, like, obviously you should be doing it as well as you can on everything, but, like, some people have some really tight fucking time schedules, especially if they're working during university as well. Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Just, like, seeing something, like, as important as, like, post-high school education being managed poorly is aggravating. Ooh, actually, I wonder, can I, well, hopefully all of this makes universities and workplaces change their practices. Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. Like, I know, our work is, like, leveraging a lot more of, like, the collaboration stuff that we were going to move towards a bit later on, but we've had to push those plans up because, like, obviously everyone's, like, remoting into work now, so we need to be able to collaborate, more effectively electronically than we did before. And, like, that's only going to help us in the future when, I don't know, like, if I broke my leg suddenly, it's like, oh, well, actually, remoting to work for the time being can be an option, you know? And we've got systems in place to handle that. The same hopefully would be said of pretty much everywhere, you know? Like, from everything from, like, university schools and stuff like that to hopefully even how the government thinks, well, like, handles stuff like this. Like, pandemics and shit like that don't happen often, obviously. Like, they're not... The risk of those things, the risk of these circumstances happening a lot is very low, but not having contingencies in place or plans, if it does happen, is fucking disastrous. Also, hopefully it just helps. It also hopefully pulls into focus, like, how people should be acting if they're sick regularly with something that can be contagious, like, even if it is the flu, like, hey, this stuff can measurably save people from being sick. Maybe you should do that. Also, for people who get sick in general, like, maybe it's just because of the, circumstances I live in, or rather, the circumstances people I know, that I know live in, but, like, 2 weeks of sick leave, especially in circumstances like this, just isn't enough. And also, there's very little, like, you know, safety nets for anyone who has to similarly not work for some reason, that isn't acknowledged to be, like, a really, important thing to factor in. I don't know. Now we're getting political, and video games. I'm about to go back to what was, fuck, what did Dowie call it? Weeb Agatha Christie? Speaking of which, I'm done with lunch. Now, speaking of lunch, I'm done now. So, we can get back to it. Ow. Oh, God. Fuck. That fucking hurt. I got like a piece of pastry stuck in between a bit of my teeth, and when I moved my tongue over it, I actually stabbed my gum. Ow. Actually, before we start, I'm gonna fill up on water. So I will be right back. Alright, so to put a capstone on that conversation we were having just before I said Weeb Agatha Christie, because I think it bears, like, finishing that thought. There are a lot of institutions that people rely on, like, to live that I feel weren't adequately prepared for something like this, and the fact that that is the case is understandable to an extent, because stuff like this doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen, and the fact that there weren't, like, any plans, and that a lot of this stuff got, like, made up on the spot is hopefully something that will be resolved in the future, because there are a lot of things that this situation has brought to light that if they stopped happening, a lot of people suddenly can't afford to live or get medical attention. Like, yeah. And I mean, obviously, that's not just an Australian thing. In fact, that last point's probably a little less applies a little less to Australia. But anyway, let us solve the murder.